have a two-part question. I guess the first part is for you to kind of explain what you have done in NSOC in the past and why you think that that experience is relevant. The reason why I'm asking this is because you guys are floating around a lot of ideas. And one thing that I read in all the campaigns of the 21 candidates was ideas are a dime a dozen. And I couldn't agree with that more. Having been in a VP position myself personally, I'm very skeptical about you trying to implement these ideas when you haven't so much touched on why specifically you will be able to succeed when these ideas have been floated around for the last 5 years and they failed year after year.
Rishi?
Yeah, so there's one thing that, the first thing I want to say on this topic, there's one component of my campaign which you won't find in any of the other platforms. All the presidential candidates have talked about improving support for clubs. All of the finance candidates have talked about that. What I have said is that I will increase it by 50%. It's a commitment that no one else is going to make because no one else has the attitude that I have, where I will find things that are not useful and I will cut them. People out there, I mean, over the years that I've been here, I've had attitude differences with other people, and that's primarily what it's come down to. People will talk about what they don't agree with and what they want to see gone. People aren't going to show up to the council meeting and say, I'm going to move a motion to cut that guy's budget, that guy that I'm going to have to see every day for the rest of the year. But I will do that because I believe in the goals that I have, and I believe in the value that I will be creating by doing that. So I do have a bit more of a, you might say, an abrasive attitude toward things, but it's also because I believe in what I'm doing, and I certainly believe that I can accomplish things on my platform.
Albert?
Yeah, so again, the real cornerstone of my platform is setting long-term metrics and long-term goals that are measurable and that are like actually detailed, right? So it's not just to say like, oh, we should deal with academics for the next 5 years. What the hell does that mean, right? What is the actual end goal? What is it that we're trying to achieve? And that's something that I think has been missing from a lot of NSOC's long-term planning in the past, setting those metrics and making them publicly available, such that the NSOC can actually be held accountable for those goals, right? So that's one thing, again, that we've really been lacking that I think that, really is kind of unique to my platform in particular. In terms of skills that, I think what Owen's trying to touch upon, I have been around NSOC a lot, right? And I have seen kind of the way it works. And primarily, Rishi's right. People do talk a lot, but if we don't have these goals set in place and made clear and public to everybody, then nobody's held accountable for what we do, right? So again, that's kind of why I feel that my goals are achievable.
I completely agree with that, and that is why my platform has concrete goals that I want to implement for the upcoming school year. So things such as lecture recording, that is there because I have thought about it. I've worked with the faculty people into making that idea come there. It's not a little, something in the air of an overarching goal, which I have not thought about at all. So since I've got this final idea in my mind already, I feel like that'll be a lot more easier to implement. In terms of what experience I have, so as a two-time officer before, I have built up relationships with the faculty, with other student members that will really help me get this final product in place in time.
Great, thanks. I think to follow up with Owen's question, I think he, like Abby mentioned at the end, he wanted to know also what specific experience you think will contribute the most to help you succeed. So since Abby pretty much answered that question at the end, can we go back, Albert, one experience, the top experience, and within one sentence why it's relevant?
Okay, sure. I think actually for me, it's an experience that I took on this year that wasn't officially an assigned title, leadership development with Frosh Week. And the reason that I think that is really the one thing that's going to help me the most is because at the end of the day, we had a vision for what we wanted to see Frosh Week become. It was a long-term vision, it was a big vision. But through that focus of vision, we unified our team to really set forth and move everybody in the same direction to change the culture of Frosh Week, which is not an easy thing to do. So that's really one experience that I can lend to the project.
So when Kevin was president, he pretty much lived in his office, and I pretty much lived there with him. And you know what? I think the most valuable experience that I saw from that was seeing how easy it is for a president, for someone who's highly capable and highly motivated, who's gotten a lot done, to get bogged down in that office and not be able to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish because they don't have the motivation anymore, or they're just finding that like the year has dragged on and the time is not left. And that experience really showed me the benefit of planning ahead, of having a clear timeline, of having a lot of slack time in that timeline and getting stuff done in the summer. And I think that having been there through Kevin's presidential term, like literally being there, I think that's something that's been very valuable for me as an experience.
Thank you. By the way, just to remind you guys, you can ask questions specific to a candidate, so just say that in the meeting. Next, we'll go to Kunal.
Actually, this one's specifically for Rishi.
Okay.
NSOC president requires you to lead 5 VPs and numerous other volunteers.
Yeah, we would just like to inform everyone that our presence today is because of Ritu and Gabe. So thank you.